Okay, everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm gonna do a very basic foundation tutorial for you. This is just for those who are beginners. I have some friends who have been asking me about just the very basics of foundation, and I hope you guys learned a lot from this tutorial, and if there's anything I forgot or didn't cover, or something that you have questions about, please just type it down below, send me a message, and I'll be happy to answer those for you. Again, this is a very basic beginner's tutorial when it comes to foundation. Let's get started on this foundation tutorial. Okay, so I've already primed my skin, and two of my favorite primers that you can get from the drugstore. I'm trying to use all drugstore brand products today because I want you to know that beauty can be absolutely affordable. You don't have to go out and buy a lot of high-end products in order to do your makeup well. You can start out, especially for those who are on a budget, you know, you're careful with your money, you got a family. I get that. I have a family. I have to be very, very careful. And I've learned that there are some regular drugstore brands that are great, and some of them are even better than the high-end brands. One of my favorite primers, if you have large pores, try this one by Maybelline. It's the baby skin primer, and it just fills in your pores. It helps your foundation sit on top of it instead of settling in it. I always recommend a primer. Some people are not big on primers. I recommend them, just don't use too much or too heavy of a moisturizer beforehand. Then it's just too much product and your foundation will slide all over, and it will, like, you'll scratch and your foundation will be gone. So make sure that you lightly hydrate your skin. Wash your face, lightly hydrate, wash your hands. You want to have clean hands. You can use this, it's really cheap. It's by Maybelline. Or what you can do is you can go to the men's section in Walmart and buy the Nivea Men's Sensitive Skin Aftershave Balm. This actually makes a fabulous primer, and I have already rubbed this into my skin. You want to rub it in like this with your hands until it begins to dry, and you want it to dry really well. That way it doesn't grab too strong onto your foundation and get stuck and cause blotches. So, and it does smell like a man at first, but the smell goes away. It doesn't last, and it's a really fast. If you're not going to do color correcting, which we're not going to do today, I'll cover that in my next tutorial because I want to get more in depth on contouring and highlighting and color correcting in my next tutorial. This one is just to cover the basics for you guys. And I'm trying to use all like drugstore brand products. The only thing that I don't have a drugstore brand product of is my contouring kit, but you can buy the NYX one, or there's a lot of other dupes. Probably I'll try a drugstore one and let you know what I like. NYX is a fabulous brand. I would also go for Maybelline and Loreal. Those are my three favorite products. I forgot my foundation. I will be right back. Foundation that I want to use today is by Maybelline. It is the Fit Me Dewy and Smooth Foundation. This is my favorite drugstore foundation. I absolutely love it. And I have MAC Water Weight Foundation, which is a great foundation too, but I like this one better. This is way better. I love it. I think the coverage is very comparable. I like the finish of it. I love it, and I love the dewy and smooth because I tend to have the dry patches of my skin can get flaky, and this dewy one is fabulous. I love it. And in case you're wondering, I'm using this shade number 120 in Classic Ivory, and I like to use, my brushes are dirty because this is my second time filming this. I didn't like the first one that I did. I forgot a lot of information that I wanted to include. I have two different foundation brushes here. This one is from Ulta. It's the IT Cosmetics foundation brush. It's like angled, it's flat. I really like this brush. I love this brush. I feel like I can cover a lot of area pretty quickly with it, but it does depend on the foundation that you're using. If it's a thick foundation, like full coverage foundation, don't use this because it doesn't, it tends to give you, the finish isn't smooth. I don't know. It looks more like a I don't know how to say it. It's like not smooth. It like, I don't know. I just don't like the finish. But this one I really like. This is by Real Techniques, and you get this from Walmart. I love Real Technique brushes. They're very affordable and they're really, really good. This is just a dual fiber brush. Again, I'm sorry it's dirty, but it's my second time filming. It's a dual fiber foundation. It's a stippling brush, but I use it for my foundation. It tends to leave just the right amount of foundation on my skin, and I really, really like it. And so I'm just going to shake up the Dewy and Smooth foundation. They also make a matte and poreless one, which is great too, but you have to work quickly with it and work in sections because it tends to dry really quickly and it can get blotchy. The first time I used it, I was like, ooh, and then I learned how to use it. And there's secrets to that. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply this all over my face. Looking in my mirror is a good idea. I'm going to put a little bit more here because I have, I don't know, acne marks, I guess. Okay, so you want to start in the center of your face and don't like sweep it all over. You want to stipple it onto your skin. Okay, and make sure you're paying attention to the curves of your face. Make sure that you're getting it in the crevices of your skin, and you also want to pay attention to your hairline. Make sure that you're bringing it up to your hairline so that you don't see like white skin in your hairline. That just looks very, very obvious, and that's not what we're going. Okay, so you did not know this, but you were gone for like 5 minutes. I'm not sure where you went. I think my camera got full of the camera space got full, and I had to delete some things, so I almost had to record this 3 times, but I'm not going to. Basically what I did was, where we left off, I applied the liquid foundation all over my skin, and I basically just stippled it in like this, right? Up to your hairline, and then when it gets down to your jaw, drag it down, like this. And onto your neck. You don't have to do full coverage on your neck. That's not what you're really trying to do. Unless you're a bride, you don't need full coverage on your neck and chest, and that's what you want to do. But you just want to make sure there's not like a huge skin texture difference between your neck and your chin, or a huge color difference between your neck and your face, because that can be pretty obvious. I'll never forget one time I saw a really beautiful woman. I saw a photo of her. Oh my god, her skin was absolutely beautiful. It's just, this was such a beautiful woman, and her skin looked smooth and just glowing. But the awful truth was her neck and chest were a totally different color and texture. All this looked dry and crackly, and all this looked perfect. And I was like, ooh, that just really, really ruined it. So you do want to bring it down onto your neck just a little bit. Make sure you use moisturizer and exfoliate too. A lot of that dry skin, you really just gotta exfoliate, and don't use Dove. Don't use that, it's bad for your skin. Just use soft soap, something like that. Because Dove actually dries onto your skin and leaves a film, causing that dry skin. And you really have to scrub to get it off. It took me literally like 2 months to stop using, from the time I stopped using Dove and kept exfoliating every day in the shower, it took me like 2 months to get all that dry skin off my chest so that it didn't look so shiny. So literally that stuff it's not good for your skin. It doesn't moisturize. It sets on your skin and dries. It's not moisturizing. Okay, moving on. So foundation is on. The next thing we're gonna do is then we're gonna conceal. I know that old school, we used to use concealer. On top of that, we would do our foundation. The problem with that is it can cause creasing in your under eyes and around your mouth. So you can actually kill 2 birds with 1 stone by concealing on top of your foundation. You want to go probably 1 to 2 shades lighter than your natural skin tone in a concealer, because you're going to use it to also highlight and add dimension to your face, making you look glowing and real in 3D, because your foundation can often make you look matte and flat, and it's by itself it's not very flattering. What I have also by Maybelline, one of my favorite brands, is the Instant Age Rewind. Where is it at? It's for dark circles. because you can tell I have dark circles and they are genetic. I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of them. Somebody just told me about a product. I'm going to try it, let you know how I like it, see if it does anything. But I have genetic dark circles, and so I have to cover them. I can color them. So I'm going to use the Maybelline, and I'm going to apply it here down the center of my nose in a thin strip. Don't go too wide. Chin, upper lip, and then this area, and sort of not, it's not really a triangle. I don't do a triangle, but what I will do is start in the inner of my eye, go down, and then out, 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 out. Down, out, 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 out. Down the center of my nose, draw a little palm tree at the top on my chin, and then Cupid's bow. You don't have to do all that. You can just do under your eyes if you want to. I happen to like the way that it looks, so that's why I do this. And you can use your foundation brush to do it. I like to use my beauty blender, which is right here. Now with a beauty blender, you can buy the Real Techniques one. I'm not going to use that one because it's really stained and yucky looking. This one's kind of stained too, but who cares? So you're just going to pat it in and lightly drag it. The Maybelline is not extremely full coverage. It is somewhat, so you don't have to spend a ton of time blending, but you do just want to pat it and then slightly drag it out towards the end so it blends in. Then I like to use the pointy part and blend the concealer under my eye really well and out. If you don't need to use concealer, don't. If you don't need to, I would recommend it just because it's a really good highlighter tool. But if you really don't want to, you don't have to, but I would recommend it. Now, as you can see, I covered up some of my dark circles, but like I said, I have dark circles and I need to color correct, and I will show you that in my next tutorial. So that's done. Now, after you do concealer, you always want to set your concealer with a powder. The reason why is because it will crease and you will look older. It's going to do the reverse for you. Once again, I'm going to be using 2 colors. You don't have to. You can buy one or the other and use it all over your face. I'm using 2 colors because I want to keep this area lighter and keep this one a little bit darker, my natural skin tone. I have 2 colors here. I have the Maybelline Fit Me in Translucent. This is the Matte and Poreless. This is also the Matte and Poreless, but it's in the Ivory shade, Classic Ivory number 120. I'm going to take the translucent, although there is pigment in it, don't be fooled, it's not completely clear, but it's very light. And I'm just going to pat it under my eye lightly before it dries too much. That way it can help keep my under eyes from creasing from, I have like really strong expression lines because I make a lot of facial expressions. I've always done that, and so because of that I've got the lines across my forehead and here forming, and I just creases around my eyes just because I'm really dramatic with my facial expressions. I really get passionate, I guess. So unfortunately, I don't know, I look at my little lines and I feel like I'm aging, but I am aging. But the real problem is my expressions are very strong. Now what I used here to set it is just a fluffy brush. This is Real Techniques, guys. It's real cheap and it's fabulous. I love these brushes. And so I've put this on all the areas that I put the concealer. Now you can put that all over your face, the translucent. You can set your entire face with it and not have to buy more than one setting powder. I bought both because I like the multi-dimension look on my face. So now I'm going to use the Matte and Poreless, and you don't have to set your entire face. I do, and the reason why is because I use powder for my highlight and contour. I use powder for my blush, and I want those powders to be able to blend well. For me, I have this problem. I know not everybody does, but for me, if I don't set my face with, I think I'm yelling, sorry guys. If I don't set my entire face with a powder before I highlight and contour with my powder, My foundation tends to be grippy and it holds on to my powders and it doesn't blend well. So I set my entire face with powder because, let's face it, it's going to blend easier and I like a little bit more coverage. So this is just a fluffy brush. This is from, I love this brush. This was a gift from my husband. He's not cheap. He's so good to me. He bought me this whole set of Makeup Forever brushes. And they're amazing. I love Makeup Forever brushes. They are expensive, but literally if you buy them, they're your brushes for life. They're worth the investment. This is just a fluffy brush from Makeup Forever. You can buy any fluffy brush, honestly. Real Techniques has them. You can buy them from Walmart. Now what I'm doing is I am now patting this powder onto all the areas that I did not put the concealer. All the areas that have my regular foundation, I'm setting because I want the extra coverage and I want that nice soft finish, that smooth finish that the powder gives you. And like I said, I want to blend my contour well. Okay, so that's done. Now, I always recommend a bronzer. You can buy one from Rimmel. I bought this one from Rimmel, and Rimmel, I think there was $1 off, so I got it for like $2 or $3. Rimmel is a good brand. Is it high end and fabulous? No. But can you make it work? Absolutely. This one is a Rimmel bronzer, but I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's got too much of an orange undertone for me. It just doesn't work well for me. My daughter's more olive skinned. She can wear this well. I put it on her and it works really well for her. For me, it's just too orange, so I can't use it, unfortunately. But I would, if I had bought the right shade, I would be using it. So Rimmel's, it's a decent brand, and there's a lot of other brands out there you can buy amazing bronzers from. I am actually going to be using one from Glo Minerals. I love Glo Minerals. It's a really great company, great brand, and it's mineral based. So your chances of having an allergic reaction are very, very small if you have allergy problems. This one is a bronzer in the shade Sunlight. If you can, I doubt that's focusing. But it's a really good bronzer. I like it, and I'm just going to use a fluffy brush. This is a dual fiber brush. Again, it's dirty because this is my second time filming this video. Almost my third time. But this is just a fluffy dual fiber brush. You don't have to use a dual fiber brush. You can use an inexpensive fluffy brush and this would work. But I like my dual fiber one, so I'm just going to swirl into it and I'm going to buff this into my hairline in circular motions and then into my temples. This is just going to give you that natural sun-kissed glow. And then I'm going to bring it not all the way like this. I don't like to do that, but I do bring it down onto my cheekbones. Like this in circular motions. And then the edges of my face here. What I also do is I just dipped into that bronzer again. I squeeze my brush and I do the sides of my nose. Some people do like straight down their nose. I don't, because I just think it makes the nose look dark and dirty. Some people are fine with it. I don't like that look, so I just do the sides of my nose and it's a real subtle contour. You can even take your brush, angle it upward, suck in your cheek. And there's your own little contour. And you can certainly apply some blush, some lipstick, do your eyes, your brows. If you do that, and you are good to go. You don't have to do any more if you don't want to. But I am all about the glam. I'm either all in or all out. I do it all. Like, just because I like it. I love to do it. So I am going to contour for you, just not in depth, very general. And again, this is the only really high-end not really high-end, but it's a high-end product. It's not like you're going to find it at Walmart. But this is a contour kit that I got from Ulta. You can buy a contour kit from Ulta by NYX, or you can get it, I think you can get it from Target or Walmart maybe. But NYX is a fabulous brand. And I actually want to get their contour kit so that I can tell you what I think about it. But I don't have it yet, but when I get it, I'll tell you. And I'm going to be using my Lorac Pro Contour Kit. It came with this brush. And this is a fabulous brush, especially if you want a sharp contour. I literally just like flick it down and then like blend it up. But I'm not going to do that today. I am going to be using just a small... This is actually a tapered blush brush, but I find that is perfect for my contour. Lorac is amazing, as you can see. I use it a lot. This is a highlight shade, like a beige shade. This is the banana yellow shade. It doesn't work well on me. I don't have a lot of yellow in my skin. It doesn't work well. And then this is like a glimmery highlight. And then you've got 3 contour shades, like a light, medium, and dark. And I'll use this one and this one. But today I'm just going to use this one. So I'm just going to dip into it. It's a strong color. I don't need a lot. And I'm going to start at like the top of my ear and follow an imaginary line down to my mouth, but I'm not going to go all the way to my mouth because it'll look like a beard. What I'm going to do is, if you suck in your cheek, you can feel like the bottom of your cheekbone. I'm not going to go that low. I'm going to go slightly above it, almost on my cheekbone, but slightly below it, but not under it. And I'm just going to do small motions. Then I go into circles and bring it up to my hairline. Flicking it down. And on your jawline. And like back on your ear too, because this skin particularly can be really, really white. And I find that it can get really obvious if you don't put anything on it. Other side. Now, I'm going to do just the sides of my nose ever so slightly. I have very little on the brush. I'm going to pinch it again and just do the sides of my nose. And underneath too. Just because I like to do that. I like to contour my nose that way. And then rub it in just a little bit with my fingers. You don't have to, but that's just how I do it. I like to do it. Remember, there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's more than one way to highlight and contour. There's more than one way to put on your foundation. I'm just showing you one way. There's a lot of different ways to this. And I actually do a lot of different variances. Okay, so now you can see that my face is not so flat. It's taken on some dimension because we have dark and light areas. The light is going to pull parts of your face forward. The darkness is going to create shadows or create the illusion of pushing it back. So if you have a crooked nose, you can fix that. If you've got, nobody's face is perfectly symmetrical. There's a lot of different things you can do and create with your makeup. You can fix or hide or even exaggerate. There's a lot of things you can do with your makeup. That's what makes it so fun. That's what makes it so amazing. I love it. So now what I'm going to do, we're almost done here. I'm just really, really chatty today. I have subscribed to BoxyCharm. I love BoxyCharm. Huge shout out to BoxyCharm. I pay $21 a month for my subscription, and let me tell you, every month it is well worth it because you get full-size products of name brands I've never heard of, brands I have, and they're all really good. I have not disliked anything that I've gotten from them. If you want to try it out, let me know and I'll send you my link. It does help me get rewards. If you don't want to do it that way, just go straight to the BoxyCharm website and subscribe. I highly recommend it. I think you'll love it. If you love makeup and beauty products, you cannot go wrong with BoxyCharm. I've gotten full-sized eye creams. Okay, I'll do that in the next video, in another video. But this is one of the products that came in my BoxyCharm. This is a beautiful blush by Studio Makeup. It's just a beautiful color. It looks good on anybody. It's a dusty pink color and it's called Wildflower. Now, I forgot my blush brush. Okay, this is just another kind of flat Bare Minerals blush, Bare Essentials brush, and I'm just a flawless face brush, I guess. I'm just going to tap into the blush with one side, and then I'm going to tap it right onto my cheek. Not going back all the way, okay? I'm just going to tap it onto the apples of my cheeks and then down. Blending it out nicely. There. Now, add on your lip gloss and you're pretty much good to go. I'm going to finish my makeup and then I'll be right back on. Okay, now this completes a final look. All I did was put some lipstick on and add a little bit of highlighter and then finish up the under parts of my eyes. That's all I did. Everything else you guys saw. So this is the completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned some things. If you have any questions for me or any requests, please just message it below and I'll be really happy to answer your questions for you. I really appreciate you guys watching. If you liked my video, please like and subscribe. It would mean everything to me. I love doing this and I really want to grow doing it. And if you have any tutorial requests, I would be happy to take those requests and do those. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.